do good, Daddy.
You done real good. That's the way I like it. Not even a drop of blood on the shirt.
Just as easy as shooting that steer.
Daddy, can I have his shirt?
No, the women get the shirt.
Can I have his pants?
Brother Copper gets the pants.
What about the iron?
The shooting iron's mine.
Daddy, I ought to at least get the boots.
More size for Cousin Cleek. You can have his saddle.
I ain't never rode a horse with no saddle on it. Besides, Copper shan't get pants. This feller can't even need.
Cost 2 cents for you to pull that trigger. Break that rifle butt and you spend the next 6 months whittling another one.
Well, how am I supposed to finish him off?
You don't. Why, he must have more than 500 cows listed here.
Woo-wee.
Man, with that number of cows, it might just be worth more alive than dead. You know how we was gonna head up north, find us some gold?
And pick it up and sell it for a lot of money?
We just might have found it here.
Where?
Here. Add a little more suet to that concoction, cousin.
Where'd you get him?
That poor fella? Well, he fell amongst thieves, and we happened along the trail just in time to save him.
I heard some shooting.
Oh, well, Brother Copper here was quick enough of mine to get a shot off at him, and, he sure sent them robbers off to making footprints.
Footprints? Didn't them robbers have no horses?
Yeah.
No. Allie Kay, you go look after that poor fella.
Black spots in his eyes ain't too big. Ain't too little neither. Lost some hide alongside his head, but ain't dented in much. He ain't sneezing, that's a good sign. But if he starts breathing bubbly, we're gonna lose him. Pinto, get me hot water, lots of it.
Pinto, do like she said. We can't have this young fella dying off on us.
Just like them rich folks to pull a trick like that on us.
Oh, now, Brother Copper, rich folks ain't all bad. They're just all rich. An affliction which ain't attacked us recent. But there just might be a plague of it coming on. You take this rich man here for an instant. His family's gonna be so happy to get him back, they just might offer us some nice reward for being good Samaritans. Like maybe some money. Now listen to me, everybody. We're gonna be the nicest, gentlest, humblest folks they ever met in their born days. Cousin Cleek, you get that wheel back on the wagon.
Ain't gonna take us very far.
It'll take us far enough.
Danny, how we gonna find his house?
We'll swat his horse on the rump and follow it.
Barkley.
Hmm?
Mr. Johnson wants to see you about something. He's out by the barn.
Thank you. I can't find anything wrong with him.
Neither could I. Yet I know one thing. This horse could never throw Mr. Heat.
Maybe he's with Audra.
No, ma'am. She rode to town for the nails, so I figured I'd...
Now, you stay off horses for another week like the doctor said. Saddle mine and... Rawhide it.
Happy day, good lady.
How do you do?
We'd appreciate some information if you'd feel so kindly.
If I have it.
Well, traveling down country, we run across some poor fella done fell in among thieves. And we just couldn't leave him there. Did you lose anybody?
Where is he?
He's in the wagon, ma'am. Allow me to point the way.
Heath.
Then he is yours.
He's my son. Would you help me get him inside, please?
Pino, copper.
How bad is it?
A kind of ornery crease, ma'am. He must have surprised some rustlers butchering a cow, and they shot him. We just happened up in time to scare him away. Oh, poor fellow.
Well, I appreciate your help, Mr.
Cade is the name, ma'am. John Wesley Cade, but everybody calls me Daddy.
Well, thank you very much, Mr.
Ain't there any other men about to help? We'd hate to mess up your carpets.
Our men are out on roundup. Oh, but they'll be back shortly.
Now, this here is Allie Kay. He's right fair with herbs and roots. Kept him alive so far. She'd be happy to help with the tendon.
Thank you. Please be careful. Follow me.
You hear the lady? Ain't no other men around.
They'll be back shortly.
How long is shortly?
We'll use the back stairs. It's quicker. Be careful.
Anything I can do, good lady?
If I need any help, I'll call you.
Thank you, ma'am. Man, oh, man. Big house like this might even get a bigger reward than we first thought. You ought to see at least $1,000. Little lady ought to be that grateful.
Well, what if she ain't?
An interesting thing, though. Ain't no men around, except for a servant and a wrangler with only one good arm.
Real interesting.
If we could only find out when the other men are coming back. We need 2 days to get out of the area. I ain't never been in a house like this before. I bet you it's just chock full of all kinds of Jim dandies.
That lady sure cuts a fine figure of a woman.
Oh, quality.
Mm.
I've always had a hankering for quality. Just never had a chance to indulge it.
Might get that chance.
No. Quality ain't like some creek squaw you catch all alone out in the brush. You gotta handle it different.
If you need me, ma'am, I'll be down at the corral.
Thank you.
Ma'am, how's that poor fellow?
He'll be all right. I want to thank you again for your help.
Well, just knowing we've been a help is thanks enough.
Please accept this as a token of my appreciation.
Huh? Oh, no, ma'am. We didn't do this for no reward. We just wanted to help that poor fella. Thank you, ma'am.
Well, I guess because of the delay, you'll be wanting to get back on the trail again.
Well, actual, ma'am, this was supposed to be our day of rest. And our wagon has a wheel close to collapsing. So,
Well, you may spend the night in the barn. You'll find a spare wagon wheel there. Help yourself.
good lady, you're a flat-out saint. Hey, $100 in a wagon wheel. Shh. That's a sorry reward for saving her son's life. Let's go look at our new home and get on that wagon wheel.
Mother? Mother? Mother?
Yes, dear.
Did you have the raw hairs on back of the house?
Yes, I know. Heath has been hurt. They brought him in. I told them they could spend the night in the barn.
Heath hurt? What happened?
He has a scalp wound. They said he was shot by rustlers. I don't think he's in any immediate danger, but he's still unconscious. I want you to ride back to town and bring out Dr. Murat.
I'm on my way. There was no mail, but there's a telegram from the boys.
From Mr. Nick? I hope it says he's coming back tonight.
Herd brought, good price. Men need rest. Jared wants us to spend the rest of the week in San Francisco. Home on the 17th. Heath can handle things. Love, Nick and Eugene.
Tacklin's got 18 wall arm, and saddles is on 3 of them.
And there's 18 beds in the bunkhouse, and the blankets is gone off and all but one of them.
It all adds up to everybody being gone. Except for the people in the house and the wrangler with a broke arm.
If there's only some way of knowing when these are coming back.
Well, the quality lady said they'd be back shortly.
Looks like we're gonna have to settle for $100 in a wagon wheel.
We ain't ready to give up yet. So that's where that little yellow-haired gal kited off to. Get a doctor, I bet you. I best go up there and see how that poor fellow's coming along.
Lupe. ¿Tú estás aquí?
It's all right, it's all right. Now, you just be quiet.
Acuéstate cerca de mí. Quiero abrazarte. Dame un besito.
Oh, Mr. Heath, you better not do that. You just lay back down and rest now.
No sign of consciousness?
None, and he doesn't have a fever. His breathing seems regular.
Howdy.
Hello. Put that bandage on.
I did.
It's filthy.
Well, it may look that way, but I boiled it before I put it on.
Any sign of his coughing?
No coughing or breathing bubbly.
Good. There's no internal bleeding. Probably suffered a contusion is all, no skull fracture. What's this poultice?
Cloverwort and mare's tail. I cleaned it up with soap and whiskey.
Yeah. You might have done worse.
I know that. I'm a healer, too.
Are you? Order some hot water, please. Has he shown any sign of coming around?
Well, in a way. A little while ago, he was talking in Spanish. I don't know what he said. I don't think he knows neither.
We'll just wash him up, take a better look.
help you?
Was just wondering how that poor fella's doing.
I'm sure he's doing fine, thank you.
Best go up and see for myself.
His condition is serious, but not critical. Be strong, young man. Just see that he stays in bed. You know, Victoria, if they were rustlers, they were pretty desperate or stupid. Think they'd get away with something like that in broad daylight?
Well, now, how is that poor fella?
Who's this?
This is Mr.
Cade's the name, but everybody calls me Daddy. It was us what saved him.
Well, Victoria, I'm going to have to go on down to Mrs. Henderson. They're begetting again. Real begetters. But I'll stop in on my way back this evening about 6 o'clock.
I'll have some dinner for you.
Oh, no thanks. Well, if you excuse me, I'd like to talk to Mrs. Barkley and Audra. Alone?
Oh. Oh, sure. We'll wait outside the door.
These people are rawhiders. Did it ever occur to you that they might have shot Heath themselves?
I thought of that possibility, but it doesn't seem likely they'd shoot him and then bring him here.
Well, maybe you're right. Oh, that girl seems like a good nurse, but clean her up a little bit. Make her a little more sanitary. Well, I'll stop in on my way this evening. Well, never mind, Victoria. I know the way out.
Thanks, Howard.
I'll walk you down, Doc.
You've been on the trail a long time. Perhaps you'd like to freshen up.
Freshen up?
Take a bath?
Oh, surely.
And I have a dress that might be more comfortable.
Dress?
Mm-hmm.
You mean I could actually try it on?
Well, you may keep it if you like.
Oh, I ain't never had a dress before. I guess I better go down to the creek and flake off a few inches of prairie dust.
You won't have to go to the creek. The bathtub is right here in the house.
I thank you, Doc. I said, thank you, Doc.
Good day.
Never took a real down-to-earth bath before. Daddy did, that one time. He used to talk about it around the campfire.
Your father must have led an interesting life.
Well, Daddy ain't my father. My folks was killed by Indians when I was about 4 or 5. These people just picked me up. Guess they couldn't find no place to leave me. I sure am tired of living like a rattlesnake. Run for shade when it's hot and hit for sunshine when it's cold. I was gonna leave several times. But leave to where? I mean, what can I do? Daddy can do sums and read some, but he won't teach no one else how to. Daddy thinks I'm gonna marry Pinto. Well, the day before I do that, I'm gonna take me a horseshoe knife and... Daddy says he took his bath in a real gold bathtub. Bet it wasn't nice as this. Daddy lies a lot.
Silas! Silas!
Yes, Miss Parker.
Do you remember if I left Nick's telegram here on the table?
Yes, ma'am. You left it right there on the table. And I didn't take it.
Oh, well, then I must have moved it someplace else without thinking.
No, ma'am. They took it. They know the men are not getting back tonight, don't they?
Look at here. This was sent from San Francisco on the 10th. It was yesterday. There ain't gonna be no men around here for the rest of the week.
Woo-wee. In that time, we can loot this place and get clean to Canada.
Not so fast, my fine feathered jackass. I happen to know that the doctor's gonna be back here around 6 o'clock. He's probably gonna keep a close look in on that poor fellow for a while.
Let's just kill him.
You don't kill no doctor. People miss him too quick, and they keep asking after him. No, they'd be on our trail in a minute.
Daddy's right.
No, we just gotta wait until he spreads his visits out of mind. Now, we gotta have at least 2 days for a getaway. They can track us over this soft ground, but we get up north in shale and limestone country, no wagon tracks. But, meanwhile, ain't no reason why we shouldn't enjoy the quality of this here place. No, we just gotta move slow like.
Who are you?
Allie Kay?
How'd I get here?
Somebody creased you with a bullet when we brung you in.
When did all this happen?
About 5 or 6 hours ago. Who's Loopy?
You know her? Why'd you ask?
Well, you was talking about her.
What'd they say?
What do you think you said?
Well, there's a lot of things I hope I didn't say.
Now, you're supposed to stay in bed.
I gotta finish tallying those cows and...
Allie Kay, why don't you go get some rest? I'll sit with him.
He might need some tending.
Well, I'll call if there's any need.
Thank you. You come any closer, your scalp's gonna be separated from your head!
Here. Now, what set this off?
It ain't fair, Daddy. It ain't fair.
We all gotta be a mite patient. Before long, we'll all get new clothes, but we gotta go slow with quality. Now, you're supposed to be up there with that young fella. You come down here just to kick up a fuss?
No, Daddy. I just came down to tell you I overheard Miss Barkley tell Silas to go get the eggs.
Oh.
No eggs? Well, there should be 4 or 5 dozen.
Miss Barker, those hen nests are as naked as jaybirds.
Well, they just didn't hatch and fly away.
Good lady, we see you were short-handed, so we collected the eggs for you. As long as you're so hospitable, the least we could do is a few chores.
Thank you.
I'd be happy to have the boys slop the hog for you. If you provide the slops, we just don't have none left over.
Mr. Johnson can take care of the
Oh,
hogs.
fine. Will you just let me know anything you want done around here, because I'm a plumb one-eyed jack.
Silas, put a dozen eggs in the kitchen and bring the rest back.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Lovely and generous. Hey. Oh, that's a fine iron. Never seen the likes of that. Oh, hate to mention it, ma'am, but your kind generosity caused me a mite of embarrassment.
How?
Oh, remember that dress you give to Allie Kay? Well, the other woman got plumb jealous, and I was just wondering if you had something else around here that was, well, raggedy but pretty. It might even things up a bit, you know.
Oh, I'm sure I can find something.
Yeah. Lovely and generous. Hallelujah.
Ain't hardly seen Allie Kay since we got here. Spends all her time up in the room with that feller. I know what's going on.
Quality like him ain't like to take to Allie Kay.
Shined up, she looks right fair. I bet that feller tain't sick at all. Jess up there hanky-panking my fiancé. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kill him now.
After you do, you best reload and blow your brains out, because if you don't, I will. I gotta think me up a plan. Ain't nobody gonna mess it up? Allie Kay ever tell you she was gonna marry you?
No. You mean you got your eye on her?
No, I'm too old to start educating a child. I need me a woman of quality. Money.
Hey, Daddy,
Why?
that doctor just rode back in.
That's so. That means all the folks will be upstairs for a spell. It'll give you all a chance to see what you can find in the house. I'll warn you when your time is up.
I thought that might rouse you. Ask the Fedida.
Oh, boy, how'd he get that thing away?
I'm just doing what's good for you.
Allie Kay, the doctor's here.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome back.
Well, there was a trip I could have done without.
How do you feel?
It was fine until I woke up. Hi, Doc. How are you?
I'm good. You looking better?
Thanks, but my head feels like it's about to fall off.
Did you notice any bleeding from his ears or nose?
No.
How about you? You remember anything that happened?
Last thing I remember is eating breakfast.
That's not unusual. Well, your heart checks out all right, but I'll tell you one thing, Heath. You're going to have a bad headache for several days. And there may be lapses of consciousness, so don't leave this bed. We'll see that he gets plenty of liquids. Oh, Victoria, when I was here last, did I leave my watch?
No, I didn't see it.
Yes, I was sure I had it here, but when I got to the Hendersons, it was gone.
Well, I'll be doggone. This must be your watch, Doc. I found a line on the ground outside. Probably fell out of your pocket whilst crawling into your rig, huh?
Thanks.
Always happy to oblige. Well, how are you, young fella? I'm the one found you and brung you in.
Thank you.
Well, no need for me to hang around. I'll be back the end of the week. Just change his bandages every day and let him have a lot of peace and quiet.
I'll be glad to walk the doctor down for you, ma'am.
That won't be necessary.
No, no trouble at all.
Well, Victoria, the worst part is over. So just see that he gets plenty of rest and quiet.
All right, I'll see to it. And thank you very much, Howard, for coming out again.
That's right, Doc. We flat out appreciate it.
Like I said, plenty of rest and quiet. Good evening.
If you'll excuse me, Mr.
Daddy. Call me Daddy like everybody else.
If you'll excuse me, I have to get dinner.
I can have Cousin Ruthina fix your victuals for you. There's no reason for a quality woman to be bothering about cooking.
It's no bother. I enjoy it.
Well, you just might like what Cousin Ruthina can conjure up.
If there is one thing I do not enjoy, it's having anybody in the kitchen while I'm preparing a meal.
Oh. Well, good lady, I guess we done kind of took advantage of your hospitality. We were just so happy about that poor fella up there getting better. We'll be leaving first thing in the morning, and if you ain't awake, thanks for everything.
Would you like something to eat?
Maybe some water.
Man, oh man, look at that. It's a real cartridge-bearing rifle. Did you get them all?
Well, all I seen. There's all hung in them cabinets in that room with the wood wall.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to check every nook and cranny.
Hey, Daddy. Look what tall I found.
Hey.
Quality, Daddy. Real quality. Well, I bet they got more.
Oh, this here's enough for tonight.
Beats that pot whiskey, don't it, Daddy?
Mmm. Sure do, Pino boy.
I reckon Mrs. Barkley must have left the Winchester here by mistake.
One thing I can't stand is a nosy wrangler with a broke arm. Oh, looks like we don't dilly-dally around no more. We're gonna have to kill off all them folks tonight.
Did you make that stuff or scoop it off an alkali pond?
I guess you'd rather have tamales and chili.
We have to keep getting back to that.
Well, you sure talked soft when you thought I was that loopy. You act a whole lot different, too.
Well, I never told anyone I spent my life alone in a cave. Now, what are you driving at?
You just won't understand, will you?
I understand one thing. You saved my life out there.
Well, nothing.
Quite a bit to me. When I get the chance, I mean to find the proper way to thank you.
I don't know why you're having us cover him up if we're leaving here tonight anyway.
Well, I changed my mind. We're gonna take off first crack at dawn unless something come along to change our plans. I always was born to live good. Jack my heels up on a fine cherry wood table, read part of a good book. And if I don't like it, I tear it up. Yeah. I ought to have me some fine, soft clothes. And if they don't fit me, I just tear them off. Ain't never had a chance to do that before. That doc won't be back for a couple of days. Men won't be back for a week. Oh, I'm gonna set myself down on fine swans down sofa cushions, drink good liquor, smoke me a big cigar, and when that pretty quality lady come down, her eyes flashing, I'm gonna have a surprise for her.
You gonna shoot her?
No. I'm gonna pop her the question.
Ooh, Daddy. She gonna spit right in your face.
Then I'll shoot her. Let's go.
Mr. Heath?
What's going on? What's happening? What are they up to? You gonna tell me?
It was Daddy and Pinto and Copper that shot you. There wasn't no other bushwhackers.
Do you realize what you're saying?
I growed up with them, but I ain't like they are. You just gotta believe me.
Then will you help me?
Just tell me what to do.
Find out what they're up to.
You see, Pinto, you see? And you was worried about Allie K. Well,
Daddy, where'd you get all the firearms?
took 'em.
We got us some fancy hand irons to boot out there in that barn.
And that's not all we're gonna took before this night's out.
They're gonna catch you before you got a chance to breathe twice.
Nobody's gonna catch us. There won't be nobody left to put on a chase. First, I gotta have a talk with that quality lady.
Well, I better be going.
Going?
That fella upstairs, he finished his broth and he wanted me to get him some cold milk. Leo!
You ain't never brung me no cold meal.
You keep that voice down.
Let's get him. If he's up to taking food, he could be dangerous.
No, he's still fuzzy.
Are you sure?
He ain't barely got enough strength to set up.
Good.
Well, I better hurry.
Allie K.
He's gonna get suspicious if I don't show back up.
Oh.
Allie K?
Oh. Hello, Pinto.
You ain't gone spoony on that feller up there, have you?
Of course not.
Ours a cold milk.
Oh, milk? Well, it was curdled. I best be getting back up there before he wonders what's keeping me. care about it before the night's out. So I bring you this.
Thank you, Allie Kay.
Here's some more.
Daddy, there ain't no pictures in this book.
Yeah.
This is the way you repay my hospitality?
Oh, I'm sorry about the mess, ma'am. Good lady, sit down. I've been wanting to talk to you.
I'd be very interested in what you have to say.
Ever since I seen you, you leapt on my eyes like a veritable angel. Now, I ain't a bad figure of man. I've been a widower nigh on to 3 whole months. It's starting to crimp me. You're a widow. How's about you and me getting wed up?
You could do a lot worse.
I'd have to think that over. Would you excuse me, please? I'd like to speak to my daughter privately.
Oh, of course, ma'am.
I was afraid of this. One of them has on Johnson's shirt. We'll get Heath and get out of here.
Dad! Hey! Where you going?
Were you serious when you asked me to marry you?
Well, I sure was, ma'am.
Well, then I'm going upstairs to change. After all, a lady can't accept a proposal dressed like this, can she?
Yeah! Man of money! Ain't there's gonna be a wedding? Come on up here, no copper. All of you, let's clean this place up now.
She's all right.
We think they killed Johnson.
They plan to kill all of us. Now, where's Silas?
In his room. I'll get him.
Get to the barn, and I'll cover you from the window and meet you later.
All right.
Cousin Pete, get that sofa up right there. Hey, Pino, pick up a chair. Hey, you put that sausage back where you find it. Now, go on. Come on, Rufina. Pick up them flowers. Now, we gotta red up this room nice for the wedding.
Miss Barkley, I'm so glad to see you. You know what?
Yes, I know all about it. Hurry up.
Danny, looks like your bride's eloping without you. Just seen her scoot out the kitchen door.
Wally, underhanded. All right, Pinto, you can take that fella now. Copper, you get the serving man. Cousin Cleek, you come with me. Quality lady. I know you're in here.
I couldn't find that service fella anywhere.
Guess I ought to put this poor fella out of his miseries permanent.
I guess I'm ready.
You look lovely.
Thank you. And thank you for the clothes and things you give me.
No, we thank you.
More than you know, dear.
Yeah, let me take these. Gene, follow me. And be careful, don't bump into this young fella here. He's in a delicate condition. Eugene. Give him the hand.
Doc says the people I'm going to nurse don't live far from here.
Yeah, it's on the way to town.
Wish it wasn't.
Why?
Well, if you're going to come and see me, I'd like you to have to go out of your way.
Well, I'll come to see you even if I don't have to go to town.
What else happened?
What do you mean, what else happened?
Did you get the mud out of the sinkhole?
Did you get the north section fenced?
Hey, what about the dam on the Walnut Creek?
I don't know why it is. We leave for a little while, you go off gallivanting, and the whole place goes to pot.
Well, I was flat on my back. Didn't the groundbreaker fall?